All right, what is going on? Well, I'm back up in Yellow Post 7 up in Big Bear right now. It's in the mid 30s outside, and you may recognize I'm in the Overland-ish Basecamp 2. Now, this has become one of my favorite tents, or the Basecamp 2 in general. I have actually two of these. I have the new tan one, which we're in right now, and then, of course, the OD green one, which is their generation or their version before this tan one right here. But today we're going to be showing off a couple new items inside of this Basecamp 2 that are actually pretty slick. For those of you that enjoy cold weather camping, well, if you've ever gone out in a Overland-ish Basecamp tent, you might have noticed that there was one restriction that you might have had with regards to getting out in cold weather camping, and that is the tent being set up for a wood stove. Now, the moment I say that, or probably the title itself probably gave it away what this video is about. So, of course, yes, in a minute I'm going to turn the camera around, and actually there's three things I'm going to show off in this tent today, two of which are relating to the Basecamp or Overlandish itself, and the other one is having to be these new lights that I'm testing out, playing around with, that are actually pretty cool, which, as you can see, is giving us a pretty even tone of light all the way through around the tent. But at any rate, so Overlandish just recently came out with the ability to convert one of these windows right here. Again, actually, you know, I'm going to just turn this around. So now, okay, let me get the camera on. There we go. Okay, now as you can see here, what we're doing is they sell these inserts that you can drop your main screen in plastic area, and it's this fire resistant material, and you have to cut out the hole to fit your stove in there. Now, of course, you may recognize this. This is, of course, the Breg, or the Piat Breg, excuse me. This is their medium size wood stove. Of course, I did a review a couple videos back on this. This thing is an absolute champ. Love this thing. You have the ability, obviously, for this to drop down or drop up depending upon how you want to have that set. I have one side drop down right now for a little light. The other side is not. I didn't do anything with it. And so right now I'm burning. I have these. I picked up a bag of wood earlier, and then I have these 3-hour burn logs that I'm going to probably keep in this thing through the night. And I will say this is actually really, let's see, where are we at right now? So we are, I mean, it's a little warm in here. Okay, so it's 38 outside right now. It's 86 degrees inside of here. It actually feels colder outside because it's actually quite windy. And it's warm in here. Now, this is, I would say this is a little bit of an overkill setup right here. I mean, I have a window open right there, allowing some fresh breeze coming in here. The Piat Breg wood stoves here just put out a tremendous amount of heat. So if you're in much colder, yeah, I think in the 30s and 40s, this wood stove right here, you might want to go with like a Piat Breg, like one of their smaller ones, or just stoke it down quite a bit there, because it's obviously quite warm inside of here, but it looks really fantastic in here. So what I'll do is I'm going to put a link down below to that insert on Overlandish website, and again, it actually looks really fantastic.
Now, one thing I do want to share with you here is that this evening it dipped down to roughly about 32 degrees Fahrenheit, and I did load the Piat Breg wood stove here. The last time I loaded up with a 3-hour log in there was right around 10 p.m. at night, and it basically, I'm going to guess it probably sizzled out. I don't know if that works well with wood, but we're going to go with it. We're going to own it. The fire likely died down right around 1 a.m. or so. Now, I had that closed up, the airway into there pretty tight there. But one thing I do want to share with you here is that this tent, the wood stove, you know, because this tent here, you're talking about something that's around 96 square feet and so forth, it remained warm in there to, early morning. And now one thing I'm going to talk about here is if you follow this channel and you follow my cold weather camping habits, you may know I use the Pip Reg as my exclusive wood stove during the day through the evening, and usually I will load it up one last time before I go to bed, and then what I'll do is I'll turn on my diesel or gas heater. Now in this particular trip right here, I have been playing, of course, one of the early versions of the original gas Sparks Overland heater, which is their larger unit. I'd been testing since last year. So this particular trip right here, which I didn't capture on camera here, I was using the brand new, this is the gas Mini from Sparks Overland. It's a 4 kilowatt gas heater. So rather than burning rather than burning diesel, it's actually burning gasoline. And so that's what I was using. I had that set on the absolute, I switched it over to manual, and I had it running on its lowest setting through the evening. And friends, I had 5 windows on this on this Overland-ish Basecamp 2 tent open throughout the night, and it was very, very comfortable in there. Matter of fact, I was sleeping in a pair of shorts and a t-shirt, and a large portion of the evening I didn't have I was using the that was the aeronaut quilt. I had one of them inside of there. A lot of times I wasn't using it on top of me, so inside the tent was very, very very comfortable. And the one thing I do want to point out with with the Overland-ish Basecamp tent here, while it doesn't have the benefit of a dual wall like the Breg tents does, it does have a single, and it's a thick quilt like material. So from a thermal standpoint, this tent does really, really well compared to other single wall tents out in the market. So which makes it, again, a great option for cold weather camping, because you do get some thermal benefits out of it. And from a wind standpoint, being able to take a punch from the wind, this tent, as I've mentioned many times over the past, is if you're going out in a location where you know there's going to be heavy winds, this is a tent you definitely want to consider.
All right, now the next item that we're going to be pointing out here, now this is a prototype. This is a new flooring, and so this is, I don't know whether it's the only one in existence right now for these tents, but the owner of Overlandish sent it to me to get my thoughts on this here. I like it, and I can share with you why, because you notice, like, inside of here, let me get this right here, so the light really illuminates quite well inside of here, and that actually leads me to these lights here. Now these are, funny enough, these are just wedged in here. So these I picked up on Amazon. I want to say it was either $19 or $29 for 2 of them. I'll put the correct price on the screen here, and what I'll do is I'll link those down below. I was over at Snow Trailers a couple weeks ago, and they showed me these lights right here, and they come in 2 different sizes. And I was like, hey, they have motion sensors, and I want to say you can get 8 hours of charge, but it works out really fantastic inside these Overlandish tents. You just kind of wedge them up inside, up on the top, as you can see. Look at this is what they are right here, and you can see the little motion sensor bit there, so you can actually turn it on for motion sensor or just turn them on. I just turned them on, and yeah, anyways, it illuminates inside of here. I have 4 of them inside of here. That's actually a Devos light right there. I had set up here before I took these other ones out, and I just left it there. But it illuminates everything really nice in here.
And one thing on these lights here that I want to point out here, many of you have been asking, and this is a common question that we see echo from you folks over and over again, different ways that you can light up your tents and so forth. We have, stay tuned, coming around the corner, we're going to be testing some additional strip lights inside some of these tents in here that will give you a little bit more of a even illumination inside of the tent, like what you see here. So definitely stay tuned for some clips coming around the corner.
And then if you look at on the ground, on the floor here rather, this reflective material, so the cool part about this is it's relatively cold outside. It's been raining a lot around here right now, so this adds a little thermal barrier between you and the cold ground, keeping this warmer, or keeping the heat inside of here, which of course in a colder environment is what you want. So yeah, it's 86 degrees. That window is open right there, allowing some breeze coming in here. Again, a little warm in here. I may crack open the door here a little bit in a bit, but yeah, I'm pretty excited. I like seeing a lot of the upgrades and a lot of the new things that Overlandish is bringing to these hub style tents. Again, as you guys, if you've been following the channel for some time, you've known that I've been reviewing these tents for a number of years, and I've seen the progress, the updates that they've been making, and they always raise the bar higher and higher. So, and I keep getting asked which is my favorite, you know, from the tents, because of course I have the tan and the green one, and I go back and forth. The green one, I just absolutely love the color. The tan one here, so the black one, I'm sorry, the green one, you can actually has the black. Mine has the black interior, so it doesn't look as lit in here for obvious reasons. When you get the tan one, the pro side of it here is at night, a little light goes a long way. Now obviously we have a lot of light in here, but as you can see, it's very lively and very lit inside of here. Now the black one, the downside with the tan side, with the tan tent here, of course, is when the sun comes up, if you're a light sleeper, you know, the light does bleed through it in the morning and so forth, versus you go with the black or the green tent. It has the blackout. It's dark in here until you open up the windows and so forth. But yeah, anyways, you have some choices, and now you have more choices if you want to get into cold weather camping, and for whatever reason diesel heaters or gas heaters aren't your thing. Well, now you can, you know, pick up a quality wood stove like this PF Bragg that's behind me right now, and you can actually go out there, and obviously with a wood stove like this, you can cook on it. You have the illumination, which sends up, you know, it's kind of fun to look at and so forth, and it's a great heat source. So that's it, friends. So a quick little video on some upgrades, some updates that Overlandish has been doing. The lights here, which I think is a great find. And so, as I've shared numerous times in the you know, prior videos and so forth, when I come across cool products that I think are really good value and so forth, like these lights right here, I think are really fantastic. I like the idea. So those that have the Overlandish tents already, you can pick up these inserts and just pop them in when you want to use it and take them out when you don't want to use them. But that is going to be it for this quick little update on the Overland-ish Basecamp 2. Again, I'll put all the links down below. If you have any questions about the tents, the wood stoves, anything, all of the above, let me know down in the comments, and I will get you guys all squared away. With that said, I'll be shutting up the cameras, and I will see you in the next video.